through the dome and I'm smiling. 20-year young and she out here wildin', feeling so old cause she keep pill popping. Mama don't know, don't got a clue. Started getting tired, dropped out of school. I heard she got a man, yo, but we got her in a whip with my man. So the routine, she just wanna get drunk, get fucked up and forget about her life goals. The whip might wrap around her light pole, looking for the love that'll last for the night though. She lucky for that love. She be lucky for that love. City light, laying top down riding. You and your girls and your best friend wildin'. Me and my crew in the club strain wildin'. We in the club and we all strain wildin'. Smoke for the drink, brown for the taste. You the worst, baddest in the place. Coke in your purse, my hands on your waist. She the baddest. She's saying that she love me but it's game. I can tell by the liquor on her breath what she say. I don't trust him anyways. I don't really like to get too close to the flame, and I don't really like him in my business. So I be on my solo cause a partner is a witness. And the circle with me filling up we're winners. And we all tryna floss like we all for the dentist. And I don't wanna sing crow, but the world that I'm from show me nothing but the ropes. And I've been on top, they know. Grinding 24 till my wrist like a light show. 100 bands, 100 bands, keep my body tempered. 100 bands, I bet 100 bands make the bitch so in love. City light lit, top down riding. You and your girls and your best friend wildin'. Me and my crew in the club strain wildin'. We in the club and we all strain wildin'. Smoke for the pain, drink brown for the taste. You the worst, baddest in the place. Coke in your purse, my hands on your waist. She the baddest in the place. Like, nah, nah, nah. You just pushed me out of the frame, and I'm having trouble saying that it ain't my fault. For years down the train, somehow I thought I earned more than just a phone call. What could I say to you now? The pressure's on. Get choked up on the shards of my broken heart. I'll pick up the pieces and do it again. Don't say it if you don't mean it. I know the difference. I'll pick up the pieces and do it again. Don't say it if you don't mean it. You just threw it all away, and I'm having doubts that it meant anything at all to you. soon. What could I say to you now? The pressure's on. Get choked up on the shards of my broken heart. I'll pick up the pieces and do it again. Don't say it if you don't mean it. You know the difference. I'll pick up the pieces and do it again. Don't say it if you don't mean it. You just pushed me out of the frame, and I'm having doubts that it meant anything at all to you. Somehow I always end up answering your call. What could I say to you now when the pressure's on? Hey. Thanks for tuning in, everybody who's in here. My name is John Phelps. I'm coming to you live from the Parlour in Providence, Rhode Island. If you like what you hear so far, you can look me up on social media, ITS John Phelps. I'm going to play some more songs. Let's do it. This song is called Ready Willing. It's off of my debut project that came out in November of last year. You know, quarantine stuff. It sounds a lot different than this version, but you'll probably like the version on the album, hopefully. You know what I'm saying? No use fighting the feeling. Lean in on it. Do me no wrong. Ready and you're willing. And shorty, I'm here for it all. Your friend, my friend's chillin'. I ain't seen your face in so long. Ready and you're willing. And shorty, I'm here for it all. And shorty, and shorty, and shorty, 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 hate to see it when you're winning. Lean in on it. Do me no wrong. Got me in my feelings. Sipping on Hennessy strong. Views from the villa. I'm thinking about shawty in the worst ways. Thinking about shawty on my worst days. Sipping champagne when we thirsty. No use fighting the feeling. Lean in on it. Do me no wrong. Ready and you're willing. And shorty, I'm here for it all. Your friend, my friend's chillin'. I ain't seen your face in so long. Ready and you will like. And shorty, I'm here for it all. And shorty, shorty, and shorty, 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 cause you so fucking beautiful right now. Swear when I'm with you, the time slow down. I dress you down in shit you can't pronounce. And I hold you down. Yeah, I hold you down. Yeah, I hold you down. Yeah, I hold you down. And I hold you down. No use fighting the feeling. Leaning on it. Doing no wrong. Ready and you willing. And shorty, I'm here for it all. Your friend, my friend's chillin'. I ain't seen your face in so long. Ready and you willing. And shorty, I'm here for it all. Shorty, 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 Conversations over coffee turn to debating. And I'm finding out that we're two different people. Conversations over coffee turn to I hate you. And I'm finding out we're two complicated people. Complicated people, making it harder than it has to be. Two complicated people, but it could be so simple if we could agree to just disagree and go our separate ways. How's it going, internet? You know what I mean? we're here. I want to thank the Parlour for having me. I want to have some more fun with these songs, but I gotta plug one more time. If you like what you hear, it's John Phelps on all social media. That's John P. Helps. You know what I mean? This song's about where I'm from. It's called West End. And let me tune up real quick, because I never do that in the middle of these sets. And I feel like sometimes you're a little out and you don't even know. So there it is. There we go. Oh, this is the last song, by the way. This one's called Rumors. Can't sleep tonight. I've been wondering what I've been doing wrong all this time, looking from the outside in, but never at myself. No, never at myself. I should have answered your call. I should have made time sooner. This doesn't matter at all. But darling, I heard a rumor. I should have answered your call. I should have made time sooner. This doesn't matter at all. You fell out of love like a moving car, drop dead gorgeous just like a movie star. And I'm in the background, I could never play the part. In my sky, you're a shooting star, here then gone and everything I want. And I'm in the background, I could never. I should have answered your call. I should have made time sooner. This doesn't matter at all. But darling, I heard a rumor. I should have answered your call. I should have made time sooner. This doesn't matter at all. But darling, I heard a rumor. You know that Thanks again. It's John Phelps, ITS John Phelps on all social media, and take care of the planet.
Hi, welcome to Motif's Between the Notes. I'm Mike Ryan, and we're here with John Phelps today. This podcast is sponsored by R1 Entertainment Center, the Trinity Brewpub Beer Garden, and the Parlour, where we're recording right now. John, thanks a lot for that set, and thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
How'd that feel? How did you feel about?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of a trip not having people in the building, but I mean, I've done a couple sets like that by now, and this was a lot of fun. I mean, my first time doing it with the pedal board and all that. So.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
You actually experienced some growth during the COVID period, right? You did it. You had a bunch of releases. And
Yeah, I released a full EP. I don't know if might be a little oxymoron, but it was a full EP. You know what I'm saying? 8 tracks that I put out in November of 2020, and it was all self-produced, mixed, and mastered by me at my house. And so I just decided to call it the John EP, because it was like, well, one-man show, might as well just kind of lean into that.
Right? Self-titled and self-performed and self-everything.
Yeah, easy enough.
So what was that? What was it? We because of the timing, we talk about COVID and this a lot right now, and I'm sure in a few months we won't anymore. But what was that experience like for you? Was that artistically?
It was cool. I mean, I obviously I was freaked out because at first it felt very, intense. But I just kind of found some comfort in just having more time on my hands and more creative time. And I wanted to sort of figure out going forward, what I wanted my musical voice to be. What I wanted it to sort of sound like, what I wanted it to feel like, what I wanted to represent, and yeah, like what my whole sort of function was as an artist at that point. And the EP was just kind of that, it was eclectic, but also driven by like a lot of the pop melodies that I've always kind of loved, and Motown influences, everything in between.
Mm-hmm. So you performed before under a different name, right?
Yeah, I did. I did a lot of rapping under the name Lunchbag.
Right.
And when COVID hit, I was like, well, I'm creating entirely new music at an entirely new studio location, and I want to just create, not only what I'm feeling, but like what the environment is. And I just thought, like, instead of giving people what they're expecting, give some people like something new, something different,
All right. So
Yeah.
It sounds like you kind of evolved into this new sound for now.
Yeah, I just kind of leaned into like the things I've always kind of been into. I just started playing guitar on more songs and finding out what my guitar voice is kind of like, and then putting my real voice on top of that,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I want to get back to that evolution, but while we're on the topic of your guitar voice, tell me a little about what your guitar voice is. What's inspired it too?
Man, like B.B. King is probably one of my favorite guitarists. We were talking earlier about like Howlin' Wolf and Muddy Waters. Those sort of like blues musicians really influenced just a lot of, at least like the playing that I kind of like resonate with. But then everything from like Stevie Ray Vaughan, who I can play nothing like, to like Kurt Cobain, who inspired me for like just like the way he would strum the guitar, to like how he would do feedback loops and stuff like that. I've had a lot of different inspirations, not only in like guitar world, but like just Motown records. Like do you know like the Osborne family? Yeah, Terrell and Jeffrey. I was like, really close with them growing up when I started getting into music. So like those infectious melodies were something that I kind of picked up on, and like chords and just vibe, you know what I mean? The whole thing is just vibe. I'm just now like learning some like music theory, and it's pretty cool. Like,
okay,
yeah.
How are you learning that? Is
that one of my friends is really gifted with it. Like he was telling me about it's called the Circle of Fifths, and that whole thing. So I just want to get better at what I do, you know what I mean? And so I thought learning some music theory would be useful, because before this it was just like all kind of like hearing it, and finding, like slide up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that was but yeah, those are my influences for sure. B.B. King especially, one of my favorites.
As you learn about music theory, are you incorporating that into your? I mean, you must.
My
How does
first
that
like
play
little
out?
my first little meeting, like musical theory meeting, was like yesterday. You know what I mean? I've been meaning to do it like this whole week,
Uh-huh.
but it's just like getting ready for different stuff and all that going on. Like I only got like an hour in of like just some musical stuff,
Uh-huh.
but learning. But yeah, for sure, like it'll come to inform a lot of my playing going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You said it was the first time that you've used pedals in a live performance. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, before I did one at Ace 220 a couple weeks ago, and like a performance, and it was just more straightforward. Like I had a little bit less time, so I just kind of played some of my songs like 1, 2, 3. Whereas this one was a little bit more like blending together and coming out of tunnels and going into fields and all kinds of stuff.
Okay. Are you visualizing a landscape when you're playing?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit for sure. Colors and stuff like that helps too. So
Interesting. All right. Let's talk about Lunchbag a little bit more before I forget.
Sure. Yeah.
Are you still you still perform under that name as well?
No, so
both times going, or is it a
when I rap, because that's what Lunchbag's music really was. When I rap, it's just under John Phelps now. I just put it under the government, you know what I mean? Because I feel like what I'm saying on this microphone is just as equally me as like when I'm on a guitar, just doing my thing, you know what I mean? So you still got the John Phelps, brand of rap.
Okay.
But I've always loved rapping, so I just you know what I mean? I might not like come across that way, but that song "Ready Willing," that I performed on the set, actually, when you listen to the full version, it's got more of like an EDM, like Afrobeat sort of vibe to it. And that strumming pattern that I kind of like felt out was just like feeling the original like pulse of the beat. And then when you pull the drums out, it sounds like a totally different joint. So, but yeah, I mean, like rap, Afrobeat, like electronic house music, all that stuff is always like, I grew up on like LimeWire and Wikipedia, just finding bands and stuff like that I enjoyed and resonated with me. And I found everything, you know what I mean? Everything, dude.
Wow.
Stealing music off LimeWire, giving my family PC like getting all these viruses.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's an occupational hazard.
It comes with the territory, you know what I mean?
But so you're weaving all that together and making your own.
Yeah, for sure. It's just
Nice.
like, how could you not? You know what I mean? I've listened to so much music, and music is so cool. You know what I mean? It's like,
So is that your process for your original tunes when you come up with them, or where do you draw your inspiration besides Wikipedia?
oh man, usually I have like a terrible day or something, and I just I need to process it. You know what I mean? So it might be a day or two after, and then I'll just probably sit down with a guitar and like strum and feel out like, just say like what I'm feeling like. You know what I mean? I just try to say like what I'm feeling like today. You know what I mean? Or like what's going on, and then just go from there. You know.
So you've had some bad days, but they've produced beautiful songs.
Yeah, for sure. And I've had great days that have made some fun music too, and some good music, you know. But it's typically like the process is one where I'm constantly like creating and all that, like making beats. It's kind of like it's what I do for work, along with videography. But like it's like I make beats every day, I write every day, and then like a couple times a week I just go into the studio with the intention to like write my own stuff, or like write songs, That's kind of what
Cool.
yeah.
Do you ever perform with other musicians?
Yeah, last week, no, 2 weeks
John
ago.
Phelps.
Yeah, I performed with a full band over at Dusk, and it was awesome. We had there was like 6 people on stage just like jamming along, and it was cool, man. And did a couple of the songs. The set wasn't as long as tonight was. I just kind of popped out and did a couple tracks. But yeah, I performed with a full band. Our next gig so far is in September, the end of September. We're gonna be doing Troop.
Nice.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a whole lot of fun. You gotta get out there, dude. Yeah.
You mentioned videography. You're producing music videos for. It seems like most of your.
Yeah, the recent stuff especially. Yeah, the most recent stuff I've really took my sort of passion for video creation and just tried to like channel that into some sort of like production. And the past 4 music videos that came off of the John EP so far were all like co-directed or co-produced or whatever, you know what I mean? I if I'm in front of the camera for performance shots, I usually talk to my boy James Pilkington, who he does music under video under Beatnox Productions, and he's super talented. He's super talented with that, and when he's in front of the or in back of the camera and I'm in front of the camera, it's like magic happens, you know. And then the frame, which my last self-directed video. All the dinner scene shots that you see in that music video, or like I put that all together and
No spoilers.
no.
That's a video you guys should go out there and watch. It's called
Yeah,
Frame.
it's called yeah.
You performed that tonight too.
I did, yeah.
And
Did a little unplugged version of that.
right, which felt very different from the video. The video's got kind of a horror vibe to it.
I love old like horror movies and B movies and practical effects just in general. And I really wanted to explore that with the production. Like I was like, how do we make this happen for like $100? You know what I mean?
Welcome to indie filmmaking. Yeah,
I love it. It was fun. It was creative. You know, it teaches your brain to do something different. So I'm all about that.
absolutely. Was that the story that you had in mind when you were writing the song, or did that come later?
The music video concept kind of came I wrote that song probably like 2 years before I like settled on a final version of it. You know what I mean? Like I just wrote it about a relationship that I had left, and it just was how I was feeling, and the chords and the lyrics kind of sat for a little while. I tried like several different like demo versions before the final version of the song was done. And then the music video, I just thought about how, like, that feeling of, like, that like, choked up on the shards of your broken heart, and, like, how visually you can bring that across. And I just wanted, like, that to happen, like, that being the climax of the video.
Okay.
So you have to check it out. If you want to see what I'm talking about, check it out, because I'm not getting any... previews from me.
All right, but you said that you visualize when you're performing or when you're writing songs. You're visualizing colors. You're visualizing landscapes. There's
Tones,
a lot
feelings. A lot of that. Yeah.
There's a lot of that in that video, and some beautiful sky photography of the city of Providence.
James Pilkington. That's my boy, man. He took care of the drone shots there, and I just wanted to show Providence a different way. You know what I mean? So I wanted to show it at the nighttime. And I thought like the Biltmore sign being like at the very beginning was like cool as hell to like do that.
Yeah, you mentioned Gotham like a.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a Gotham sort of vibe, you know, like. But that's neither here nor there. You know what I mean?
Okay. So what do you have coming up? What are your?
I'm just recording a lot right now. Recording a lot with my brother Jesse the Tree. We're making some music together, some really fire music. We left the studio last week and just had some heat. We like popped right over to Troop, and we're just like vibing out over there for a little while. But yeah, we got some music together, and then
more in a rap.
Yeah, that's more in the rap. More like the beats are super like organic though. You know what I mean? Like it's super like dope. You know what I mean? It's just cool stuff. And then I got more music just on my solo that I'm gonna be coming out with, and just keeping this ball rolling. You know, doing some shows. Hopefully, you know what I mean? Some more shows, some more opportunities to play my music and show people like what I'm about, what John Phelps does.
Cool.
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's talk about what you have. Like, so is Troop the only book show that you have coming up? I know you've done a bunch.
I think it's the one that's standing out to me right now. Okay. I feel like there's one like on the calendar that I'm just forgetting. But if you want to find out like where I'll be, ITS John Phelps on all the social media, and I'll be announcing shows and all that. And itsjohnphelps.com is also where you can find like my merch and all that mailing list stuff.
Awesome. That was my next question. So yeah, Troop's a great place to perform. There's
Yeah.
great vibe there, great community, great atmosphere.
For sure. Graham and the whole team over there are super dope.
Yeah. What's the date?
September 30th.
Cool. All right.
Yes.
And keep an eye on John's social media. And anything else that we should mention before we call it a?
Man, just thank you to anybody who supports what I do. Thank you to the Parlour. Thank you for having me on the show and giving me this this platform to do my thing on. So, and thank you guys for tuning in and checking this video out.
Awesome. He said it all. Thanks to our sponsors, R1, the Parlour, Trinity Beer Garden, and this has been Motif Between the Lines, Between the Notes.
Between the Notes
is our news thing. Between the Notes. All right. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace out. Thank you, John.
Thank you.